Welcome. What it do?
What's going on, guys?
It's your boy A-Dub.
And your boy Strizzy in the building, back again for another amazing, wonderful episode of SLAC Chat, maybe episode 105.
Yes, episode 105 already. We in the building. Yes, another beautiful Tuesday. Already have some slackers joining in. Want to say welcome to Unc. What's good? What's good,
fam?
And welcome into everybody tuning in on this fine Tuesday. As we said, we'll go ahead and get our YouTube disclaimers out the way. Don't be afraid to comment, to like, subscribe, all that fun stuff.
Sure.
And we love to have an interactive show today. Kind of light agenda, you know what I'm saying? Not too much crazy things going on, but there are definitely some highlights that we got to hit with you guys. And we know your time is valuable, so we appreciate you spending it with us. Strizzy, how are you feeling?
I'm doing good, man. Kind of piggybacking real quick. As far as the subscribing, make sure you turn notification bells on as well. Me and A-Dub talked a little bit yesterday, maybe the day before, about some new videos we want to start dropping for you guys, some new kind of like segments that are separate from our normal Tuesday show.
Right.
So definitely don't want you guys to miss those because it's definitely going to be some fun stuff coming. So yeah, make sure you turn those notification bells on. But yeah, man, I'm doing good, man. Decided for football to get started, you know what I mean? We had some fantasy drafts this past weekend. You know, my league got the draft, and then I got another one of my big money leagues that I do every year with some friends.
Yeah.
That one got popping up on Saturday as well. So I'm just excited, man. Football's back. Football is just different for me than any other sport as far as when it starts. You know what I'm saying? You just look forward to it every single year.
Definitely an exciting time for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. Real quick before we make it official, we got Pops in the building. What's up?
What up, Pops?
We got Kelly. Happy Tuesday. Oh, turkey tacos. That's what's up.
Okay.
Moms, what's up?
Hey.
Anthony Wesson. Thank you for checking in. And he was involved in one of our fantasy drafts this weekend. So definitely I want to find out how he's feeling about his team later. And then Stephanie Washington, what's going on? Appreciate you being here. So all right. I think it's time. I think it's that time. We appreciate everybody, and we'll go ahead and get this thing started for real.
Yo.
All right. Now it's official. Say Like This Champ, episode 105. And before we go into our normal topics, we do got to say shout out to Miss Myra May, our permanent special guest. Shout out to Shirt Gang and No Shirt Gang. They got practice tonight, so they're out there doing their thing.
Yeah.
And then also, before we get started, we got to bring in our man, the myth, the legend, Bad Marcus, super producer. What's going on?
What's up? What's going on, y'all? What's going on, man?
I see you repping your colors. You excited today?
No, it's one of them days you just like, hey, I'm about to put it on. Football's almost here, you know. So it wasn't that special, just wore today.
Got you. Okay. That's what's
you
up.
You get the hate wherever you go, you know. So it happens.
Absolutely, yeah. Being a Cowboys fan is kind of polarizing. Like, people are either like a Cowboys fan or they're like, nah, they hate. So.
Yeah, there's not much in between.
Not much in between for sure for America's team, but that's what's up. I love to see it. But with that being said, yeah, let's go ahead and fly into our first topic. All right, Strizzy.
You ready? You know we got the flag football championship this weekend, okay?
Got it, coach.
We won 3 times in a row, right? We going for the 4-peat.
Making it 4, baby.
I got the play, okay? This is going to be the secret play. I'm going to draw it here, but we're going to have to burn this board down because we can't let anybody know, okay, what the secret play. Okay, so make sure you're ready to memorize it, okay?
Got it.
It's better than the annexation of Puerto Rico, okay? This has got nothing on that, okay? We haven't named it yet, but we'll figure it out. And boom, that's the play. Exactly. 4-peat on the way.
NFL talk. Stephanie Washington during that too said, "We them boys, absolutely." She knows what's going on with that. But yeah, so today is cut day. Teams had 80 men. You had to go down from 80 men on the roster to 53 today. So obviously a lot of transactions, a lot of player movement. But the biggest name of all, and the first one we want to talk about is Cam Newton for sure. Why don't you guys go ahead and start off with your thoughts and feelings on this while I go ahead and pull up this graphic real quick.
Go ahead, Mark.
How are you feeling?
Well, I actually was surprised. I thought it was like, you see those fake social media posts. I'm like, oh, I ain't cut him. But then you guys confirmed this. So I was like, wow. I was kind of shocked. I thought he's going to be the starter. But later on through the day, I've been watching a lot of sports shows. So people have been making sense. You might as well go ahead and go with Mac Jones down, because Cam not the future. So I could see that happening. But I really don't think they're going to do good this year with Mac, though. So they might come in last place in the division with that. So, but he might do good, but I don't know. So we'll see. But him getting cut was kind of a little shocking, but it makes sense now. And maybe the Cowboys will pick him up. I'm just saying. I know Pops don't want that to happen, but
yeah, I don't know how I would be feeling about that either. But Strizzy, as a Panther fan, and as you were with Cam Newton from rookie year and everything, I know you definitely support him. How did you feel about the news?
It's I don't know. It's kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, so Cam he outplayed Mac in the preseason. Like, point blank period, he outplayed him. You know what I'm saying? So, but I don't think even last year Cam has ever, he never really fit the mold of like Patriots football, of Coach Belichick football. You know what I mean? So I understand like the concept of like, we drafted this kid to be our future. Let's just get him in there now. You know what I mean? While get his looks in there right now, he'll perform well or he won't, but we're going to grow with him. We already know Cam's not our future. The thing that surprised me of him being cut is even if you're going to go with Mac as your starter, Cam is worlds better than anybody else you have as a backup. You know what I mean? So it's like, why cut him instead of just having him as your backup? You know what I mean? So I think that was the weird part about it for me. But yeah, I agree with Anthony. Like, it was kind of inevitable. I think even when they picked him up last year, it was more along the lines of he's still better than anyone we have right now. Because they didn't really have anything last year. A lot of the defensive players didn't want to play because of COVID. They literally had no offensive weapons. You know what I mean? Like, I still say Tom Brady didn't leave the Patriots because him and Belichick didn't get along. He left because he absolutely had no weapons.
It was a better situation.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just knew, like, yeah, we weren't good the year prior. We're not going to be good next year. So he did. You know what I mean? So I think it was inevitable. Just surprised they cut him. You know what I mean? Like, not surprised he didn't get the start. I am surprised they cut him. Gotcha. I think that was more surprising to me than anything else.
Yeah. Pop says he wasn't consistent in the preseason and he didn't outplay him necessarily. And Bill Belichick did always keep saying, like, he wanted consistency, but he was cryptic about who was going to be the starter from the beginning. One thing, though, I do think is that the reason that they cut him, I agree that he's better than any other backup they have, but they had to cut him because he's close enough and, just to kind of like clear the air, and not have that hanging around the team, I think. Make that decision. Once you make that decision, you got to just rip the Band-Aid off.
Right.
And how Unc is saying, Cam's not willing to be a backup. I agree with that. We'll see what happens going forward with him. But yeah, I think that they just decided, like, it's time. We might as well just move forward. So.
I think another thing too, and I think something that played the biggest role in it, is the fact that Cam's not he's not vaccinated either. So, all the players
I have heard people bringing that up. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. All the players that aren't vaccinated have to get tested every 5 days. You know what I mean? That's a lot. You know what I mean? And we can't as an NFL team, like, you can't have your starting quarterback that much of a liability. You know what I mean? Like every 5 days, if something goes wrong, like it did, with the Patriots, we had to be out for 5 days because of it. You know what I mean? Like that's a huge, problem. You know what I mean? And I think it's actually going to be really hard for him to get a job in the NFL right now, period, because the Patriots really kind of made it known with him not being vaccinated and not making him a liability. So now other teams are going to look at him too as like, well, if you're not vaccinated, dude, like the rest of our team is, or our other current starting quarterback is vaccinated. So I think
it's another element.
Right. Yeah. I really do think that's going to play a really big role in him being fined and not being able to play, and
which is crazy though. And it's a sign of the times, I guess, because when I heard them talking about that a little bit today, I was just like, dang, like I hadn't even really thought about that as being a factor as to, but when you judge in like character, what does this guy bring to the team, this and this and that, and then they're also adding that in as kind of another thing that they're using to decide who they want on their roster. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. So, but yeah, Anthony West says Cam being on the Patriots felt like Allen Iverson on the Pistons after they started trading everyone. And that's kind of similar. It's like he didn't like Strizzy was saying earlier, he kind of didn't fit. So
yeah.
We'll see what happens with him though. And there's also some other veterans that are still available that we were going to talk about: Le'Veon Bell, Todd Gurley, Richard Sherman, some other guys where I'm just like, man, it's getting late for these guys. Do you think the NFL is just at this time where they're just going to start going with younger guys and just not deal with the vets and just let them go?
No, it always wait till injuries happen. That's how I feel them guys.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, it's crazy.
And it's really tough too. Like, Le'Veon got kind of screwed a little bit, so I feel like he really screwed himself over.
He did it to himself.
He screwed himself.
He did it to himself. He did it to himself. But going to the Jets was not the move. You know what I'm saying? Even going to Kansas City,
sitting out was not the move.
Need you. That's what I'm saying. That just wasn't moving. It really screwed him over. He probably still could play, but he hasn't really been able to show it. And then Gurley, unfortunately, much as I love Todd Gurley, man, it's just the injury bug. You know what I mean? Like people are just afraid to pick him up as a starter. So like Marcus said, I think if somebody gets injured, they'll probably be looking at both of them. You know what I mean? And then obviously Richard Sherman got into some trouble a couple weeks back. So I feel like that's part of the reason why someone hasn't picked him up yet, because even if he's not a starter, he can still, get some reps in on any team, in my opinion. He's still a really smart cornerback.
Yeah. No, I agree. So we'll see what happens between now and then. One other thing, we did kind of touch on the vaccination, the testing as far as that goes. They did change the ruling, and they're going to kind of reduce the time frame in between the tests for the vaccinated players as well. Yeah. So I think that's definitely a positive thing, is because we're seeing a lot of different people hit the COVID protocol list, both vaccinated and unvaccinated right now. And for me, as a fan, I just want to see all the players out there playing, So I hope that is a move for the better. One other thing, kind of newsworthy, Hurricane Ida is coming through New Orleans. And so the Saints did have to move out of there, and we're going to see if they play their home opener there or not. But definitely thoughts and prayers with everybody that's dealing with that, because that's never anything to mess with. Mother Nature's no joke. So that's all I pretty much had for NFL talk. Definitely wanted to encourage everybody to join our Pick'em League. The link is in the description of this video, so you can click on that and join our Yahoo link. And the password is SLAC. And pick who you think is going to win each game each week. Have the picks in before the start of the week, and we're going to be giving out Super Bowl squares for that. So I'm definitely excited for that. Marcus, what do you think? Are you gonna? You won a couple times last year. Are you feeling good about the Pick'em League this year?
Man, you never know with this stuff, man. People be winning, supposed to win, so I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not good with that. Some people have those feelings like, oh, I got a feeling the Dolphins gonna win today. I don't have those feelings. I just go with who I think on the better team, and sometimes you're wrong. So yeah, I don't know, man. I keep it to those guys, Strizzy and Moms. They always do good with those. So
for sure. Yeah, I just feel like I just take too many risks. Like I just think like all these crazy upsets are going to happen and this and that. So I don't know.
I remember the only crazy one I think I picked last year, like the really crazy one, was Washington football team beating the Steelers when they were undefeated. I think that was the turning tide. I think like
that's when you picked and helped out. Yeah, got you your momentum.
Yeah, dude.
Anthony Weston said they might the Saints might play here in Dallas. I know that they're practicing in Dallas, so I don't
They
know.
don't want y'all over there. Get them some bad luck. Stay over there with y'all.
They can play at the Star. They could do the practice facility maybe.
Yeah, don't come to AT&T.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just playing.
But Anthony Weston, actually, speaking of AT&T, he was at the game this week, and he said the game day experience was great. They have that aspect perfected, the product on the field, But hey,
so since he's alive and talking to us, I mean he didn't win no Chief stuff. Thank you for listening.
It did look like he had a good time, though. It did look like he had a good time in the family. So that's what's up. I'm glad he had that going on. So, all right. I think that was it for NFL talk. So let's go ahead and get ready for the next segment. But of course, as we know, we're about 10 days from kickoff. It's next Thursday. I'm pumped. I'm ready.
Let's do it.
I can't wait.
All right.
Just respond with the first thing that comes to your mind, okay?
Got it.
All right. Jacket.
Travel.
Butterfly.
Foul.
Goat.
Kobe.
Subway.
Double dribble.
Okay. We're getting to some things. Let me try one more here. Spider.
Mitchell.
Okay, just as I suspected. All right, I have it. I think I know what it is. I think I have the diagnosis, and
Excuse me straight, Doc. How much time I got left, man?
You're gonna be okay. But it's a serious case of NBA talk.
NBA talk.
All right, NBA talk. This one's super light, honestly, this week. But Unc hit it off with the lead story. Rondo back in LA. I'm excited about that as a Lakers fan. I know he's coming there to do what he's got to do, and to try to repeat what happened, the year before last. So, what do you guys think about Rondo being back there?
I think he should have never left. You know what I mean? Like I think, man, like just going back to the bubble championship, dog, he was so frustrating when watching him play against Miami. Like the amount of offensive rebounds he got, the amount of little pokey steals he got. You know what I mean? And even he hit a lot of really big shots, in some games in that series too. And he's just one of those guys that you can heavily rely on when it comes playoff time. Honestly, like he really didn't do too much in the regular season, but come playoff time, they call him playoff Rondo for a reason. So I think he should have never left, and I think him coming back is going to be it's a real big deal, I think, for the Lakers.
No, I agree, and I think as far as him leaving, it kind of wasn't his choice for sure, but I hope that they're able to repeat that picture up there of him and his son on the court. That was dope. That's one of my favorite Rondo moments for sure. But Marcus, what do you think?
I don't know. I don't think it's that big of a deal, really.
Yeah.
Because he played for a couple of teams last year and it didn't work out. So I think with the Lakers, he came on at the right time, But now I think you're gonna have more better players. I think back then they didn't have anybody to depend on really. He had that experience, so he kind of did what he had to do. But it won't. It's not gonna hurt the team. I think it'd be cool, but I don't think he'll be as big of a factor that he was last time. I think if they healthy, like AD healthy, LeBron, you got Westbrook now, you got Melo now, you got the other young guys like Monk and like they might play a bigger factor than Rondo. So like I said, he might be cool, but I don't think he's gonna make or break the Lakers. So, but I don't think it's that big of a deal, really. That's just my opinion.
I got you. Yeah, we'll see how much of a factor he is for sure. Anthony West says he's one of the youngest acquisitions the Lakers have had. Unc says it's weird seeing Rondo and Westbrook playing together, but I think that'll be cool. That'll be a crazy 1-2 punch, especially just with how they both understand the game. Also, Unc asked, did Andre Drummond return to LA? No, he actually went to the Sixers, which is another team where we're talking about. Apparently, the word is they're still shopping Ben Simmons, and also that Ben Simmons has made it official that he wants to leave the team. He's basically not been communicating with squad. So I think, oh man, it's too bad, but I do want to see him succeed. So I'm just wondering where he might land.
So I was reading Bleacher Report. They had 5 teams that can happen. I'll say them real quick. They said that the Trailblazers, a trade would be for CJ McCollum for their 2023 first round and 2024 first round pick. And they also said the Spurs for Deontay Murray and Derek White in their first round pick. Then they had another one is which I think it should work, and this would be the best fit for him, is going to the Warriors. That would be for Andrew Wiggins, Moses Mooney, and then also their first round pick and their 2025 first round pick and 26 first round pick too. So to me, that would be the best fit for him. I think for him to go somewhere.
He can play small forward, but basically be like a point guard and dish to all the shooters.
Exactly. You don't have to worry about shooting. They won't be like, oh, why he didn't shoot the ball? He got shooters on the team. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Marcus, your mic cut out.
Oh, I'm gone.
Oh,
I still there. I still hear you.
You can hear me now still?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I think you're good. It kind of was just like, I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping.
I'll make this real quick. The last one was the Kings for Buddy Hill, Devon Mitchell, their first round pick in 24, the 2024 first round pick, and the last one was the Raptors for Pascal Siakam, their 2022 pick, their 2024 pick, and the 2025 pick, both first rounds. But I don't know. I think the Warriors would be the best fit for him. I think that should work.
I would hope for the Warriors so that he could actually compete too. But the Raptors might be interesting in the Kings too. I don't know. Strizzy, what do you like out of any of those, or where do you think he might land?
Truthfully, I didn't like any of them, to be honest with you. I think the Warriors is the best team. You know what I mean? I feel like the Warriors is the best team who could probably fit a little more because he'll be surrounded by the shooters, right? So I do agree with Marcus to that. But at the same time, talking about what they wanted for him, I don't like him and Draymond together on the same court at the same time. And then it's not that I don't like him on any of those teams. I don't necessarily like what the 76ers would be getting for him.
Right. But at this time, at this time, it seems like they're not going to get that value that they would have if they traded.
Right. And that's the only thing that sucks is because of the way I think the 76ers played him this year or in the playoffs. And by played, I don't mean like game time played. I feel like the 76ers played Ben Simmons. You know what I'm saying? Like they kind of did him dirty a little bit.
Right.
I feel like they hurt his trade stock. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with Anthony. They should have traded him last year when his trade value was still a lot higher. They could have gotten a lot more for him.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. Pop said Dr. J said he wants the Sixers to run it back with Simmons. Prescription to be filled. Simmons stays put.
Nah,
not after he said he wants to leave.
Is it for sure that he said he want to leave, or is that rumored out there?
That's what I saw earlier today.
That's what I've been hearing. I don't think it's a rumor.
Because I'm always old school. I like to hear from the person's mouth. Like even when Aaron Rodgers, they were saying that he was saying certain stuff, but you never see him say anything. It was just hearsay. So I'd like to see what they say, but I wouldn't go back honestly. So. Yeah, because
I mean they kind of did him dirty though. That's the thing. Like, I feel like you were saying.
That's why I think it's true. I don't think it's a rumor. You know what I mean? And
they tried to make him the scapegoat after blowing all those leads. I wish I had Pops' little rant right now, to play again because what he said was so perfect as far as like how they tried to make him the scapegoat. It's like that's not right,
Yeah.
So
they're literally looking for someone to blame and they put it on him. When we've talked about this before, like. I get it. He's not really much of a shooter, but when has he ever made the All-Star game for being a shooter or a scorer? You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like Doc is too good of a coach to not figure out a better way to utilize him in the playoffs. You know what I mean? You had an entire season, 72 games, to figure out how I'm going to use – and an off-season. It's not like they hired him mid-season or something like that. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and an off-season prior to that. Like, he could have figured out a way on how to use him with the team that he had going into it. So
I don't know about that. Like you can get him in his position, but when the dude ain't shooting, like what I can only do so much, Because
right. I mean more along the lines of like he's never shot. You know what I'm saying? Like so I mean like he coached Rondo for crying out loud and got a championship. And I get it, it's the Celtics, better, probably a better team than the 76ers are right now. But I mean, it's not like he's never dealt with a point guard who has great court vision, great defense, who also can't shoot the rock. So I think he got a better job with him.
You guys think he can go his whole career without shooting? Or
no.
will he have to? I'm saying because, like you said earlier, he's an all-star. He can. You know what I'm saying? He's doing. But I'm just saying, does he have to be a shooter? Can he? He
doesn't have to be. I think he can go his whole career without, but he has to just improve a little bit and be willing. Because you see, like the Jason Kidds and the Rondos and players like that, they didn't shoot, but they got confident enough to shoot in spots and to at least be a threat. And I feel like if he can improve some, he doesn't have to be world-class shooter or shooting a lot, but just add a little bit, get an elbow jumper. That's all you need.
Right.
Yeah, because Jason Kidd, he didn't really start shooting toward like the last 4 years,
The
5
end
years.
of his career.
Seriously, like the end of his career.
So you take away those last ending career, the championship, and him shooting, he's still a Hall of Famer, you think? Because his numbers are still great, right? He went to no, I'm saying he went to the finals. You know what I'm saying? He did his thing.
And he was still getting triple doubles left and right.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, I still think he would be a Hall of Famer. I just think the championship and he started shooting a little bit is kind of put it over the top.
That's why this next move for Ben Simmons is going to be so interesting because how is his career going to go? It can still keep going up, or is this going to be like a left turn?
Right.
And I hope that's not the case.
And I think so I think it's kind of tough too, because when you talk about kind of like Jason Kidd, Jason Kidd was still kind of a different player than Ben. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, because I feel like I don't think Ben will touch the assists that Jason Kidd had. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he'll get there. I think it'll be a while for another player really gets it, because even though he's far behind the assist leader in the Stockton, I still think that it's going to be really hard for players to really catch Jason Kidd. But kind of like A-Dub was saying, that depending on where he goes from when he gets traded, it still kind of depends. It's more or less on him than anything else. You know what I'm saying? Like if he doesn't get a jump shot but still stays the way he's at, I think that he'll never measure up to what everybody wanted him to be. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that's going to hurt him. You know what I mean? Like everyone just always talked about Ben's going to be this, Ben's the next LeBron, Ben, all this other stuff. But without that aspect of his game, I think people are going to like come down on him for it. You know what I mean? Like they just come down on him for it.
Yeah, Anthony Weston said Rondo at least attempted shots. They just didn't go in a lot. Pop says up. So hopefully that's the way his career goes.
For sure.
The other thing we had is it was mandatory for the refs to get vaccinated. Not really too big of a story or anything like that, but hopefully they just won't be missing games.
Yeah, it came out that everybody but the players have to be right at this point right now. It's everybody who works the NBA or work with teams. They all have to be vaccinated except for the players right now. So, and the NBA, the players run the NBA, so they could do what they want to do. So I don't think they're gonna ever change. So it ain't like the NFL. You have to get you have to get it like that. So
no, I agree. It's funny. They like slowly did that too, Marcus. You're right though. Basically everybody but the players, but it was like in waves. First they were like, oh, it's got to be all the GMs. Then it was like, oh, all the coaches need to. And then slowly now the refs was the last one besides the players basically that it's mandatory for. So.
And I don't know how true this is. It might be true. They even saying right now it's like 2 or 3 teams that to come to the games, you got to be vaccinated. You got to show your card and like that. So
I've heard that some are doing that, and I heard actually that the Saints are going to be doing that, and the LSU Tigers. So it might be the Pelicans. And they're saying, you basically have to be vaccinated in order to get into the stadium. So
is that like legal?
I mean, it's their
terms
because they can kind of set
it that way. It's the same way like restaurants can do the same thing. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, like we
reserve the right to
like they can make it about their employees. You know what I mean? Like we want to keep our employees safe and not want to shut down because whatever. Okay. But I know I was going to ask too. So like I know in the NFL, it's not mandatory for the players to be vaccinated either. They just make it extremely difficult on you.
Just different terms,
Yeah, different terms. So basically, it's like you don't have to get vaccinated, but we're gonna make it real difficult and real annoying for you throughout the season if you don't. You know what I mean? Like test it every 5 days. If you test positive for COVID, you're out for a really long period of time. You get fined, all that fun stuff. So they make it really tough. So I'm wondering if the NBA is going to take that same step, that same measure going forward. You know what I mean? Like,
we'll see. Pop says refs make bad calls, vaccinated or not. I agree with that. And Jesse Castro, what's up, Jesse? Thanks for joining in. He says, what about a negative test within 72 hours? And that is one too. Yeah. If you either have to show proof of vaccination or a negative test within the last, 72 hours. So that is true. A lot of concerts and festivals are doing that way, which is basically like it's still a hassle. But hey, if you want to go, I mean, you still have a way in.
For sure.
So that's what's up with that. Also along the way, Grace missed that. What's up? Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate you being here. But yeah, Only other thing for NBA talk, which we have, a long offseason. Obviously, it's the offseason. It's going to be a while before we see some NBA action. But Markkanen from the Bulls was traded to the Cavs, and in that trade, it was like a 3-team trade. Larry Nance ended up with the Blazers. To me, not too exciting. I don't know really too much of a difference it'll make, but there's that. We know we want to just make sure we're reporting on the move, so we'll see.
How do y'all feel about the Kevin Love thing?
Well,
So some people were
it.
saying that he was going to be traded, but then he wants to stay.
Yeah. Like he basically wants to stay. He doesn't want to get bought out. But I'm curious as to why.
Yeah, why are you going to stay in Cleveland? No,
And the interesting thing about
the people from Cleveland, but I'm like, dang.
Yeah,
I mean,
like LeBron and Kyrie are gone. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. And with the buyout, like you still get your full salary. Like no matter what you sign for at the next team, then the other team pays the rest. So it's not like he would be losing anything, but maybe he's just saying that to save face, or maybe he's a guy that wants to be comfortable in his situation. So maybe he's comfortable there, I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe he'd be nervous about going somewhere else. So
that's true. I think for me, I was actually really surprised when he said he didn't want the buyout, like he didn't want a buyout. And for your explanation exactly as to why, it's like, well, you're going to get your money regardless. NBA contracts are fully guaranteed, so it's not like you're not going to get paid. And you can go somewhere that's maybe slightly more of a contender than, even slightly more of a contender than what the Cleveland Cavaliers are at the moment. You know what I mean? So I was just
slightly.
Yeah, I was like, go to the Raptors or something. I don't know. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just really weird for me that he was like, nah, I'm cool in Cleveland. like for real? Like, I bet. Like, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, but I did see rumors too that they're like, if Kevin Love gets bought out, he's going to be joining the Lakers next. And I'm like, I don't know if I would feel about that, but I wouldn't be surprised. They're linking everybody to the Lakers.
So, I've seen also that they said Marc Gasol might not return either now.
Yeah, he might not return, so we'll see. But I feel like we'll need his time because we don't want AD playing too much center, and Dwight Howard can only put in so many minutes, or else they'll have to go find somebody.
DeAndre Jordan, think about getting him too, so maybe he'll be able to.
Yeah,
I don't know about him last year. He was playing, and all of a sudden he didn't play no more. I don't know if he was injured or what.
I don't know if it was the way they were playing either down the stretch, but he can still produce. He can still put up numbers. I think so, at least, especially on that Lakers team. All you got to do is get boards.
And he's never had a real injury. You know what I mean? Like when you look back at him, like he's never really been like injured really bad. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
so as far as playing defense and getting rebounds, I think he'd be fine.
Well, we said that that's easy, but what happened to Andrew Drummond? He didn't do that. That's all he had to do. So I don't know if it's that easy.
True.
So,
but yeah, it'll be interesting how things continue to shake out as we prep for the season, the NBA season, and that'll be starting in October, I guess. So we got a couple months.
Yeah.
So,
definitely.
All right then. But we'll keep it moving.
All right, guys, it's your boy Strizzy. We're wrapping it up with the Overweight Championship of the World. Getting back to the studio, guys, in 3, 2.
Whoa. No wrap up yet. Hold on. What are you going back to the studio for? Mr. A is right here. Overweight champion of the world.
For other sports.
For other sports like what?
Like golf.
Like golf. Mr. A can play golf.
Yeah, and tennis.
Tennis, sure. Soccer, baseball,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Mr.
absolutely.
A can do all that, especially hockey too. I even go on ice.
Okay.
No reason to go back to that. Other sports is right here. We got other sports right here.
You heard it here first. We got other sports right here.
All right, other sports. We want to cover everything else, besides our big two. So I think the first thing I did want to talk about is, did you guys check out the Jake Paul fight, and what are your thoughts on that?
I watched it. I wasn't paying for it. I'm gonna let you know that now. I still think it's a joke what they doing, but it's on TV. But I don't know. I've never been to an actual fight before. But the whole thing with the trainers, they telling these guys like, "Oh, you doing good. You got it." But I'm like, when I watched the first round and Woolley, he only threw 6 punches. I'm like, why you ain't telling him to do more? But I guess you watch the fight, he's telling them you're doing pretty good. You're doing okay. Do a little more here. But then that's when these guys think they want to fight. There's no way he won that fight. Towards the end, he did pretty good. But Jake Paul was more active, and to me he could have beat him, but he got him on the ropes and he kind of backed off a little bit, and then he tried to do a little bit more at a time. But I don't know. It just to me, it's a joke. I would never take it serious, but I don't know. I thought Willie was gonna really do him some damage to him, and he really didn't. So
Yeah,
it was a disappointment for me. So
Jesse Castro agrees. He says Tyron wasn't active enough.
too late.
And I think I think when he rocked him pretty good and sent him to the ropes and didn't pursue, I think that's why a lot of people right now are talking about rig this and rig that. You know what I mean? Because they were like
he was going for he wanted 2 paydays.
Right. Like in what world when you knock somebody like that do you not pounce? You know what I'm saying? He's like from the MMA. Like that's immediate. So it's not like he was like, oh, this
didn't know what to do.
It's a different rule. Like, nah, dude, it's the same thing. MMA boxing, you knock somebody like that, you pounce and you try to finish him off. Granted, he's not going to take him to the ground and start, hammer fisting him, but
right.
You know what I mean? Like, you go in and you start giving them licks. And I think that Woodley agrees that, he wasn't active enough and feels like, okay, I kind of got this fight out of my way. I want to do it again because I think second time around, I'm going for you. But
I didn't watch it.
You can't fool people twice, though. It's like one of those.
No, for sure. You know what I mean? But I think this fight also showed to me, like, even with as much as like Woodley didn't do enough to Jake. I also don't like Jake, pieced him up, not pieced him up, but like he played like the Mayweather role in a sense. He was just racking up points. You know what I mean? Like Woodley looked unscathed. Like he looked like there was nothing. Like he didn't look swollen. He didn't look cut up. You know what I mean? Like he looked fine too. Looked like he could fight tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So, but I just feel like this is why I think Jake Paul will never fight an actual boxer because I feel like this was like his biggest test. And Tyrone Woodley is 39 years old, a retired UFC fighter. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like
he looked good though. He look in shape. He looked cut. Like you could look at him. Woodley came in.
No. Tyrone Woodley definitely. Like this was not Ben Askren. You know what I'm saying? This was not a Ben Askren type fight. He looked phenomenal. But what I mean is less like he's also still not a boxer. You know what I mean? And like you get into a ring with an actual boxer who's only boxed, who's who's a polished boxer, who's going to be fine for those 8 rounds or more that they actually get into. I think Jake gets murdered. You know what I mean? But I feel like he doesn't want to do that. Not yet. Yeah,
but to me, what Tyrone should have said is the next fight is going to be UFC style, coming in with me like that. So I did the boxing, so now it's your turn to come in here. Now that's what I would watch that, but I'm not watching the boxing match. But Jake Paul, you that guy, you want to make some more money. I think people will watch that, and I think UFC. MMA. Yeah, but I don't think he would do it because he'll get murdered in there. That's like actual fight. You know what I'm saying?
And that's different gloves. You know what I'm saying? That punch that Woodley hit him with in the 5th round or whatever it was, 4th round. Yeah, that's knockout. He's probably going down with UFC gloves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Jesse says that Tyron was scared of his right. At least it seemed. He kept backing him up with the feint, and I'm sure he didn't want to go out looking like Nate Robinson. So
for sure,
maybe he was.
But I think part of it too. I mean, he defended himself better than anybody else Jake has fought. You know what I mean? And I think he kind of got caught up into that because, like I was saying last week, like he kept giving Jake all these props. And I mean, one thing I will give out to both Jake and Logan is the fact that these guys are entertainers. You know what I mean? Like they are very, very good at entertaining and getting people to come and watch and pay for these fights. Shout out to that. I can't knock the hustle at all.
But I think that's about the end though. Now I think after this fight,
you can only go so far.
Yeah, you don't do too much because people are like, "Hey, he ain't fighting nobody no more." Like I don't want to watch that. Like somebody put on here that he gonna fight Pac-Man Jones. Anybody watching that? Like that ain't gonna happen. Like, he fighting these older guys like that. So I think he's gonna be the last one. And to me, people are like, "Oh, he picked out the Cleveland Arena," but he really didn't pick out the Cleveland Arena. There was no way it was picked out. Cause they say it was $16. They say $16. It's more $16 in the arena, right?
Well. Were they inside where the Cavs play?
Yeah.
It's about that number, especially if they had to move more seats out for the. No, it's not that much actually. Like basketball games, basketball arenas are like less than $20,000.
Oh, okay. So maybe he did then. I thought it was way. I thought at least about 25,000 they'd be in a basketball like an actual basketball game.
And depending how they set it up, usually they'll like take the seats off of one side and stuff like that. So that might be it.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll see. And I don't know, some people were saying he's announcing his retirement. I'm not sure if that's true or not. But
Jay Paul?
Yeah. So
it sounded like when they interviewed him, you listen to the interview, he was like, I'm kind of pretty much down. I'm gonna take a little break. To my head, had a haircut in 2 years, and he hasn't done this, done that. So he's gonna take a break. So I think he know it's a wrap because he made these 4 fights, and I'm pretty sure he made some good money. So
he's made millions.
Yeah, I think he knows this is it. After this, ain't nobody gonna be coming and doing this no more. You know, so far you can go. So
Hunk says he supposedly wants to fight Oscar De La Hoya.
Bro,
don't do that. Even though I don't know how old Oscar is now, in his 50s, but I
was about to say
I don't know, but I don't think it matters.
One person I would love to see him fight who's old, who's ain't fought in a while, and it could be. And I think he'll lose, but it'll be a good match for him. And it's probably what's my guy that heavyweight? He retired a couple years ago. Andre Ward, is that his name?
Oh, he would never. He could not compete with Andre Ward.
No, I'm just saying like he hasn't fought in a while. He's got older. And you want to fight people like that? Go fight Andre Ward. That's what
Andre Ward would. He's an Olympian. He's undefeated. No, he would
fuck around, kill Jake. You know, dead ass. I saw somebody saying something like a lot of the UFC fighters were like, you know, they were kind of like in between. You know, they were saying rigged and damn, Woodley, how'd you go down like that? Like, you know, you did UFC.
Because you're supposed to handle business, yeah.
Yeah. But some people were just like, all right, you feeling froggy about fighting non-boxers, fight Francis Ngannou. And I was like, he don't know. Don't put that little boy in the ring with Francis Ngannou. I don't care if it's boxing or UFC. He gonna die.
Yeah. But I think it's over with. I hope it's over with, like Marcus was saying. But it is funny. I think it's a sign of our times that you know, basically that we'll pay for or society will pay for stuff like this and watch stuff like this instead of people that have actually been training their whole life for this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather watch good boxing. I feel like hopefully they can make some more good fights happen. Definitely looking forward to that more. So Wilder, Fury, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So next up, I want to talk about baseball real quick and soccer real quick. Let's get soccer out of the way. Soccer, Ronaldo is returning to Man United. Mm-hmm. There was a little bit of a time where he was kind of pretending like he was going to go to Man City. I feel like it was to drive the wage up that he ended up getting from Man United. But that was kind of a shock move. There wasn't much talk about him moving, but I feel like maybe he was feeling a little left out with all this attention Messi was getting. So he's like, let me do a little something too. You know what I'm saying?
Put my name back in the news.
Yeah. And so that's what's up though. He won't make his debut until after they come back from there's international break right now. So the soccer will be off for a couple weeks. And update on my Arsenal. They're terrible. They're 0-3. They have conceded 9 goals, scored 0 goals, and they're in 20th place out of 20 in the Premier League. I hope it's not like, I hope we don't get relegated. I don't think that would happen, but man, we got to do better. So I am excited though for Ronaldo. He's dope, but it's like, Man U, I am against them. So that kind of sucks to see him come back to the EPL. So we'll see. But Jesse Castro, he's excited for sure. He's excited for CR7. So yeah, it'll be like a blast from the past, his second time there. So other thing about this, and I want to get a quick opinion from the Slackers out there and from you guys, the MLB, Mets, Javi Baez, he got traded from the Cubs to the Mets, and he's been basically struggling, hitting like right around 200 since the trade. But so fans have been booing him already. He's been there for about a month, and they've been booing him consistently as he's been struggling. So the other day he hit a home run, and he actually threw up the thumbs down to the fans as he was crossing home plate. What do you guys think about this? He was basically kind of like being like, don't cheer for me now. You know what I'm saying? You're booing me. So he gave the thumbs down. What do you guys feel for that? You like that move, or is that too much?
I like it.
Me too.
You have to do something like that to let them know. You know what I'm saying? If you just let it go by, then they're gonna do something like that. But you gotta let them know. So I bet they won't boo no more. You know. So I love it. He should have gave him the other finger, actually. So you know,
instead of the thumb, you would use something else.
Not 2 of them, just one. You know, one slick one. Don't give them 2. You know, doing like that. Just give him one slight and just keep it moving. But yeah,
right.
It happy. Take the little penalty and the little fine. But yeah.
Kelly says she likes it. She's a Mets fan too. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the squads for sure. But yeah, that is funny. But
what do you think about it? You cool? Yeah,
I think I'm kind of cool with it a little bit. It might not be the best move to get you in good with the fans so early on, but hey, they're booing him like right off rip. So So I feel like it's like if you're gonna boo somebody too, and fans are outlandish usually anyway, so you got to be able to take some back,
And some true fans they'll appreciate that too. They respect it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, exactly. Like he's
So.
like, don't forget, you know what I'm saying? I hear you. I hear it both times, so don't try to be with me now. So I kind of like it though. Yeah, Unk says fans have short memories. But we'll see. I think he already actually came out with like a little bit of an apology. So, well, but I'm like, hey, go for it,
He told him keep that same energy.
Right. Pop said it's honest but not good PR if you want to resign. That makes sense. And Jesse says they have to get used to these struggling moments. Typical Javi. That's the thing. He struggles, but he's still capable of great things. So, it's just be like that sometimes. But all right, the last one, I want to really kind of go into this one a little bit and kind of, I thought this was crazy. I hope you guys saw this a little bit.
Yeah.
Bishop Sycamore, allegedly a fake high school, a fake online high school, charter school that actually played on ESPN on Sunday. It was their second game in a couple of days. They played on Friday night and they played on Sunday. And they basically talked ESPN and ESPN's partner that recruits these high school games into basically that they had like a bunch of top 300 recruits on their squad, and they were like a big school and everything like that, and that they were like, one of the top high schools in the nation, and got rolled on 63-0 against IMG Academy. And now it's coming out basically exposing this scandal. And some people are even saying that they basically have like junior college dropouts and things like that, like on this fake high school team. Dang. And that the high school or the address for it is like a community center in Ohio, but it's like they're trying to figure out if this actually exists or not. And it's almost like the guys that would maybe be at Last Chance U, but this is like Last Chance High. So this is crazy though.
They're talking about they fired him. They're like, how do you get fired from a fake school? Like, that's weak.
You get fired from a fake school.
I was dying.
And they're saying though, they even said that this guy might have warrants out for his arrest and things like that. And I'm like, I don't know exactly what to believe because this story, as it is unraveling, it just gets a little bit crazier each time. But one thing I do know is that they look very disorganized and they got beat down. And they definitely, even the announcers during the game were talking about, we were not able to verify what recruits that they have and this and this and that. But it's kind of slick too that IMG Academy is a top high school. And they said that they played Bishop Sycamore last year, too. So they already know the deal. They were putting a patsy on their schedule. Yeah, I guess when people started researching it, Bishop Sycamore, their first year was actually last year, and they went 0-6, but they played like several top high schools. So this dude's trying to finesse everybody, but it's like, why are you doing this just to lose? I mean, they got beat down on Friday night, too, and then they turned right around on Sunday to play just to be on ESPN, I guess. So I don't know.
This whole I was cracking up because the whole top recruits thing reminded me of the Black Bush Chappelle skit when he was like we got all the top recruits. He's like, why who? Who the fuck said that? What do you mean? Like, I was
right. Yeah, like it's wild, but it's like to me too. I was like looking in some footage from the game and stuff, and I'm just like, so all the players are in on it too. They just know that they're like, this is just a hoax, and they're just like, hey, I'm getting to play football, like, so I'm with it. Yeah, exactly. Jesse says sounds fun, to be honest. Yeah, they were calling up all the dudes that were like, yo, you want to squad up? It kind of reminds me of like Little Giants almost, honestly.
Yeah.
Like he's just like, let's roll, you know what I'm saying? Putting squad together and give them the jerseys and it's official. So, but it is crazy. And ESPN is kind of that people are calling them out for basically airing this on TV without actually figuring out what was going on. So as Kelly alluded to though, so people are already saying this is going to be a 30 for 30 and all kinds of things. So, U.S. Open, another piece of other sports. And Mom was asking a little bit. U.S. Open is going on. Osaka Cruz in her first game, and then also college football preview. This is the big weekend. I'm super excited for Georgia Clemson. That's Saturday at 4:30 our time, I think. So I'm so pumped for that.
How you feeling? You got
Uga with me. Oh yeah, no, we're gonna win.
Okay.
We're gonna beat them down
Okay.
for sure. For sure. I feel like our defense is so nasty. They're gonna get pressure, even though this guy Ungale, I can't really say his last name. I hope that's okay, but he played a little bit last year. He is a great quarterback that's replacing Trevor Lawrence, but no, we got him. Like it's gonna be fine as long as we have a couple guys that can catch the ball. I'm really upset that our top wide receiver George Pickens got hurt. He tore his ACL, so he's out for the year. But as long as we've got a couple guys to catch the ball, we're gonna have running backs. We're gonna have O-line. We're gonna be nasty. So I think we're gonna be ready. I'm super excited. I'm feeling confident. That could just be my Georgia fan talking, but we'll see. I'm ready. I think it's gonna be good. The other thing is that Quinn Ayers guy. We talked about him. He graduated high school early as a junior, so he could enroll in Ohio State. And he is enrolled in Ohio State now, but I think he's going to end up potentially redshirting this year. But he signed a name image licensing deal for a 3-year, $1.4 million deal. Wow. With this sports group. And basically, the most of it's going to be is just appearances and autographs, but it's the biggest like single deal that someone has signed so far. And this kid talked about that's part of what he wanted to do because he's like, I can't do that in high school, and he's still basically, this would have been his senior year in high school, and he's already getting it like that. So it's crazy. This thing just changed the whole game.
Man.
And he's redshirting.
All these other players too were like, man, I had to get mine on the low, and I wasn't getting anything like that. Like, that's crazy. So we'll see how that continues to change the game. The bigger schools are not able to offer it directly, but that have boosters and that have the notoriety, you know what I'm saying? Going to an Alabama is going to be more valuable than going to, wherever else, Northwestern or whatever, So I think it's going to help with the recruiting, even though it's not really the schools directly doing it. So crazy things, but we'll be back with some more college football definitely after and see what the big things are. And we'll be talking about Georgia's victory next week. I'm trying to think though. Did you guys have anything else for NFL? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I had one thing. I know you guys don't really watch golf, but they had a good tournament, the BMW tournament. So Bryce DeChambeau, that's the big guy who hits the ball like a rocket and everything.
Right.
So he pretty much played well. He had a high score, and down the stretch he pretty much had the win. But they went into it's like an overtime, but it's called sudden death pretty much.
Okay.
So they win in sudden death like 5 times, and each time he had a chance to win it, and he barely missed each time. So, but what happened was on the 14th hole, he kind of yelled at the other guy. They paired up because the guy was walking while he was about to play. Like, hey, what are you like? You don't supposed to yell at nobody like that. You know what I'm saying? You guys are grown. You know what I'm saying? So everybody was like, why he yelled? Why did he do that? So he pretty much came in and bite him in the butt. So the other guy, he had to hit 2 back-to-back long putt, like a 21 and a 24 footer. Like he wasn't supposed to make those. He dropped both of those and you know what I'm saying, came back and won the tournament.
Dang.
Yeah, it was kind of bad because as a golfer to miss 4 in a row, he barely missed all 4 of them, and they had to go play the over, and it's the same hole. You got to play it over and over,
over and over
and he was smashing the ball the guy, he's almost 40 yards difference from the other guy. That's how far he was hitting the ball.
Out driving him.
Yeah, and the other guy would just
keep coming.
Yeah, so it was.
But did he yell? Yeah, did he yell broski or something
No, the people was yelling. People was yelling at him fans because they give him nickname because he got an issue with another guy they golfs too. So it's kind of like a beef. So it being messy a little bit. But no, but the guy when you get ready to putt, the guy was kind of walking in his line, kind of like I say, it wasn't rude. He was just looking.
But it's just not what you're supposed to be doing. Yeah.
But you don't supposed to yell at another guy he yelled at him hey, Patrick, what are you doing? Anybody was wait a minute, what is wrong?
Yeah, that's bad etiquette.
And the other guy was okay, you know what I'm saying, kept it quiet. But inside he was let's go, I'll beat you, you know what I'm saying? So it was kind of crazy. It was very intense though, man. So it's one of those things.
For sure. How would you do in a long drive contest though? How's your game coming along?
I'm cool. I think the farthest I hit right now is about 260. So that's not when I get
what's up.
Nah, my side I should be hitting a little far in that, but it's all about technique with golf. You gotta get everything technique wise. So once
that's
I get
my problem.
Yeah,
I have no technique.
Yeah, once I get that technique, like I said, I have a coach, so I've been going with him. So this time next year, I'm gonna see where we at. I should get at least a 280, 290. I'll be satisfied.
Okay. Well, we need to get out there. I want to support you, but I'm not ready for a full 18. But I'll drive the cart. You know what I'm saying? I'll show
No, we could do it though. I think y'all have fun. Because like I said, if I would never did it, I wouldn't know how much fun it is either. So I think it'll be kind of cool, man.
Yeah. No, I feel you. Let's knock out this calendar real quick, and I think we're gonna get ready to wrap it up here. But World Cup qualifying begins already. We talked about the soccer's going on an international break, so there's going to be some World Cup games, some international teams playing each other. U.S. Open's continuing. The PGA Tour Championship actually is Friday, so we definitely want to get an update from you, Marcus, on that next week. We got football Saturday. That's all day. That's going to be big.
What time you guys play?
It's 4:30. 4:30 our time. Yeah, 4:30 Pacific. So. Oh man, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be watching, but I'm gonna be on there from like 9 a.m. and I'm just gonna be waiting. I'm just gonna be anxious.
We won't text you at all. We'll wait till after the game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Don't I'm gonna be in the zone. But in college football actually starting like Thursday, it'll be on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So there'll be a lot to watch. And then Sunday.
Is Pops a big Georgia fan too, or just you pretty much?
No, he's Georgia fan, but also Pops is Miami. The U.
Oh, okay.
And then also he's Michigan man, so he likes Boise State too. Pops has got a few. He's like me with baseball on the side pieces. You know what I'm saying? He's got some college football side pieces for sure. So, but then Sunday, I think NASCAR is going to be on Sunday too. But I kind of left Sunday blank only because this is the last Sunday before football. You know what I'm saying? So this one, get your guys' rest in and everything like that, because after that. It's going to be every weekend until Super Bowl Sunday. It's going to fly by. So that's that on the calendar. But yeah, I'm excited. Lots of things to look forward to for sure. Anything else you guys are going to be watching, or anything else you guys want to plug in before we?
After I get off of here, I'm going to watch Hard Knocks. We're going to see.
Oh yeah, it's been good. Last week's episode was good too. You know what I'm saying? It was cool seeing the families and stuff and.
People gave Jerry some slack for doing the helicopter the tour thing.
Yeah.
Like he was like, "Oh, Steven, go ahead, let's go back and get him too." You know,
that was funny though. That was so funny though, because Jerry Jones was like, "Why don't we just start the day messing up?" Like it was so funny because they left one of them at home. Yeah,
but you could tell they kind of got into it because when they cut and went back to them, they were kind of doing that fake laugh, like, "Okay, go ahead." Like, no,
right, exactly.
Something happened when he picked him up. You could tell.
He's like, "Why would you? If you were riding, you should have been on the dang helicopter."
It was, even though you're grown and everything, that's still Pops. And when he mad about something, he can still tell you what he feel.
Exactly.
So,
you still got to respect that for sure. Even though you know what I'm saying. So that was funny. But yeah, Hard Knocks has definitely been good. And Pops just said, Jerry, I love Jerry Jones. And even when he was talking to the little crowd thing, he was talking to the people there. You could just tell it means a lot to him. Like,
it does.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he could do whatever he wants. He could be anywhere in the world, but it's like he just wants that Super Bowl. So
yeah, like I said, I don't know, man. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So you saying no on Cam, right? I know Pops is he's saying hell no. Probably.
I'm saying no unless Dak gets hurt. Like if something happened where he would be out.
We can't wait though. Like you can't. I would try to get him now. Like get his feet wet in there. You know what I'm saying? But on the bad thing I would say that I don't think it would be good if we get him. It's because the offense we run, it won't be like one of the offense you can put him in some plays. They don't do stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? So it's gonna always be Dak the whole time, unless like you said, unless he get hurt. But to me, he might want to go to a team he could get some kind of like a the guy from the Saints go in some plays. It's offense, maybe something like that. But I don't think we would do that for him. I think it would be just straight offense. But I
don't think we would do that for him either. But I don't know. I will say though, Pop says 6 thumbs down. So he's not feeling it. But I think that. I don't know. I think that we did cut Ben DiNucci and Garrett Gilbert.
Right.
So we're having only one quarterback.
And
it's Cooper Rush, which he's not, you know what I'm saying? He's probably not that guy. So I would feel better with some security there, but I just think it might be too much attention, or it might be too much, you know what I'm saying, for it to be him. So we'll see. But the couch guest, you know what I'm saying, Homer Simpson, you know what I'm saying? He's got the duff. He's ready for some football. I got Ugg over there, and then the little sign. Shout out to my mom. She got me this sign. The most important thing is in life is family, followed by football. So put that up there because we're definitely excited for things to kick off this weekend and continuing the next. So that's that for the couch guest. But Strizzy, what's good with you? You're repping No Limit.
What?
You got your No Limit on?
Yeah, they got the their gym stuff going on now. The shirt says "Hurt So Good." So I was actually should have been working today, but I was at the park this morning playing basketball. So you know what it is.
Are you preparing for the Strizzy versus A-Dub challenge?
Yeah, I'm taking notes from Marcus. You know what I'm saying? He golfing during the daytime. I'm hooping during the daytime. So that's when out there. It was cool.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's what's up. Well, I definitely need to get some more shots up, man, for next time. If I do want to get a rematch, but I'm gonna have to practice a lot. I'm gonna have to start getting my jumper together. But yeah, that's what's up. We appreciate y'all being with us for sure on another beautiful Tuesday. Next week we're gonna have a lot to talk about with college football, and in our last NFL preview, we'll probably do our predictions too next week.
Yeah,
our Super Bowl picks, or at least our Final Four and our Super Bowl pick, probably something like that. So yeah, definitely be with us then. But we appreciate everybody rocking with us. And it's your boy A-Dub.
And your boy Strizzy.
And today is Taco